Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. I'm here actually at the Ritz-Carlton in the desert for Tone Vase's Financial Summit. It's been great so far. Unfortunately, I've been sick some of the time here. And yeah, I haven't been able to do a video in a little while. So I'm able to do one right now. So it's early in the morning. It's like 9 in the morning. And didn't get much sleep last night because I was over at Tone's villa, and we were with a group of guys, and we were playing a game that we were having a lot of fun. So we couldn't stop. We stopped around 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was lots of fun, and there's lots of stuff to do here. And I'm going to be speaking in about a couple hours as well. Also, someone has found out that I like roses, and look what they've done. They gave me some roses in my room. So whoever did that, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Well, I'd like to talk about today, a lot of things. I had a lot of discussions with people here. And one of the things that really annoys me, right, is when people talk about stuff that's an absolute lie that the television tells you is true, right? And one of the examples of that is that, well, we're a consumer economy. We're built to consume. Yeah, any idiot can consume, right? I can demand stuff all I want, right? What really is the real value is production. And so to give you an example of that, if I throw you on an island, right, as your consumer economy guy, right, how are you going to have a house? How are you going to have a car, right, on an island with nothing there, but hey, you got dollars, so you can demand stuff? Like, get real. The only thing that's real is production, the ability to produce something else, the ability to make something real. And people, well, China is, they're working whilst we print money and give it to them, and that's our economy. So, yeah, for now. And the reason why it's like that is because they made a deal with China. China knows that the real wealth is production. The real wealth is production, not consumption. And so what they did was, hey, you know what? We don't have anything. We don't make anything here. Why don't you give us your factories and we'll take all your debt, right? We'll buy your debt. And the Americans were like, yeah, that's right. That means we could print money, and then you will just keep buying stuff. We'll be able to buy stuff from you and print money and buy stuff from you, print more money and buy more stuff from you. Sounds like a deal. I'm on for that. And so that makes you feel that, hey, this is a consumer economy, but it's not really. China, once they realize, hey, we're just getting paper, that comes to an end, right? And it will come to an end abruptly and fast. And now all that manufacturing, everything that America used to do, will be gone. And then when they don't have any money, value to trade with China, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? And so, Bitcoin, right, stops all of this nonsense, right? This is this nonsense agreement that the governments have made, right? Because, they did it to keep the game going, to keep the financial Ponzi going, of course. And then they tell you these lies about, oh, we're a consumer economy, to keep you wondering, well, how's this possible, right? How can we continue like this? And that's what they've done. But the reality is, right, we're coming to an end of our financial system because, well, you can't print money forever, right? You can't have a consumer economy, right? Because you assume, if you think that that's the case, that means that I could demand a spaceship, right? Because, hey, I got money. I could demand a spaceship, right? Or how about I demand somebody take me to the moon and Mars and back? I demand that. because I'm in a consumer economy and I demand to have that done. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to have somebody provide the service, provide the whatever asset you want, like a spaceship. Someone has to produce that first before you could demand it. Oh my God. So, wow. So, anyways, once we go onto a Bitcoin standard, it all becomes reality again. We become reality based finally. And the reason why is because, Bitcoin, there is no debt. We're not creating a debt-based society with Bitcoin. We're creating a value-based society. So what does I mean by that? Well, basically, when you have a money system that is solid and good and useful, what you tend to do is you hold on to the asset itself, and you don't take risks. And so no one goes and chases yield, right? No one chases yield, because when you chase a yield, you're taking on risk. So, for example, when you go to BlockFi, there's BlockFi in the links in the description below, right? And you put your money in BlockFi, and you earn an interest. You're taking on a risk, right? That you will not get paid your principal back. And you have to understand that. That's a possibility, right? And you have to accept that possibility. With Bitcoin as your money, right? If you decide to hold the Bitcoin straight up, you don't need to take on that extra risk, because it'll always increase in value. And then, of course, right, people will still want to take that risk because, they're so used to the current system where you have to earn some sort of yield. You can't just hold your asset. No, you gotta get yield. You gotta get yield. And yeah, that's true with the older system, you do, but not with this one, right? You don't have to get yield with Bitcoin. You don't have to risk your money. Now, of course, you could also deposit at bybit.davincij15.com, and that is also a risk too, because of course you're taking on exchange risk when you're doing trades. So keep that in mind. But if you're doing trades, make sure that you do take out any kind of winnings that you got. Make sure you don't leave a whole lot of money in the exchange when you do win at bybit.davincij15.com or at femex.davincij15.com. You don't leave a whole lot of money there, because that could end up ending badly for you. Okay, so with that said, right, I really see that, once we do have people do see that, wait a second, I could just save. You won't have people leaving money in risky situation, risk-based situations. So there won't be a lot of debt of notes out there to share or to buy, basically. Yes, they'll still exist. Yes, they still exist. People will borrow against their Bitcoin, borrow against their assets, right, and get Bitcoin, borrowing will still exist. However, it will not exist at the extent that it is today. For example, in the future, you're not going to borrow to buy a house. Just not going to happen. Never, right? And I can explain the reason why, but you know what? I don't think we have enough time for that right now. I'm going to leave it at that, but maybe talk about it in another video, why you can't borrow in the future. You will not be able to borrow for a house in Bitcoin, or borrow for a car in Bitcoin. You won't be doing any consumer items. Nothing will be on credit for you with Bitcoin. It won't work that way because it's too high of a risk. And I'll explain that in another video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. Remember, Bitcoin's real. Bitcoin's here to stay, and you need to be a part of it. Cheers.